Hello and welcome to our video on the wacky and wild world of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos, where promises were big and results were non-existent. We're talking about a startup that claimed to have a revolutionary blood testing technology that could do it all, from detecting diseases to predicting the future. And the mastermind behind it all, the one and only Elizabeth Holmes, whose signature black turtlenecks and deep voice were just the tip of the iceberg when it came to her bizarre antics. So buckle up for the roller coaster ride of laughter, disbelief, and even a little bit of cringe as we explore the weirdest and most entertaining facts about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. We promise you won't be disappointed or tested for hundreds of diseases with a single drop of blood, but before we continue, we'd like to welcome you to our channel. Now let's get to know the top 5 weird facts about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. Weird fact number 1. Elizabeth Holmes and Ramesh Balwani shared a mansion. Speaking of bizarre antics, did you know that Elizabeth Holmes and her partner in crime at Theranos, Ramesh Balwani, shared a ludicrously expensive mansion while running the company? Yeah, you heard that right. While investors' money was pouring in, Holmes and Balwani were living it up in a 7-bedroom, 10-bathroom home in Los Altos, California. The mansion was worth a whopping $20 million and featured luxuries such as a tennis court, a swimming pool, and even a grand ballroom. And while the two were allegedly in a romantic relationship at the time, the absurdity of living in such opulence while deceiving investors and patients alike is not lost on us. Perhaps the mansion was a way for Holmes and Balwani to distract themselves from the looming reality that their technology was a fraud. Weird fact number 2. Academy Award winner who directed Theranos PR videos. You might be wondering how Theranos was able to fool so many people for so long. Well, a big part of their strategy was their flashy marketing, which included slick videos promoting their supposedly groundbreaking technology. Guess who directed those videos? None other than an Academy Award winner, Errol Morris. That's right, the acclaimed documentarian behind films like The Thin Blue Line and The Fog of War lent his talents to Theranos. But it seems that Morris may have regretted this involvement, as he reportedly tried to distance himself from the company once the scandal broke. And it's not hard to see why. Some of the footage from those videos is cringe-inducing in hindsight, with Holmes and Balwani making outlandish claims about their technology with a straight face. For a filmmaker of Morris's caliber, being associated with a company that turned out to be a fraud must have been a major blow to his reputation. But hey, at least he got a hefty paycheck out of it, right? Weird fact number 3. Elizabeth Holmes' fake deep voice. Let's talk about Elizabeth Holmes' infamous fake deep voice for a moment. You've probably heard it, that baritone voice that she would use in interviews and presentations, which she claimed was a natural result of being passionate about her work.
Really?
Except it turns out the voice wasn't natural at all.
The right to protect the health and well-being of every person.
Former employees of Theranos had revealed that Holmes would slip in and out of the voice, especially when she was under stress or feeling threatened. And apparently, alcohol made it even harder for her to maintain the act. According to one former colleague, Holmes would occasionally fall out of her fake voice while drinking, revealing her true higher-pitched tone. We can only imagine how awkward those moments must have been, with Holmes' carefully crafted image crumbling before her employees' eyes. Weird fact number 4. Holmes' dog pooped all over Theranos. Now, we can't talk about the weirdest and most entertaining facts about Elizabeth Holmes without mentioning her beloved dog, Balto. According to former employees, Balto was a Siberian husky who was a frequent visitor to the Theranos office, and apparently he was not the most well-behaved of canines. In fact, Balto was known to have an unfortunate habit of relieving himself all over the place, including the company's headquarters. One former employee reported finding dog poop on the carpet and in the hallway, and even in the boardroom. It's unclear whether Holmes ever did anything to address the issue or whether she just let Balto do his business wherever he pleased. Either way, it's a fitting metaphor for the mess that was Theranos, a company that promised the moon, but ultimately left a trail of disappointment and deception in its wake. Weird fact number 5. In jail. And finally, here's a not-so-funny fact. Elizabeth Holmes and Ramesh Balwani Balwani could potentially spend the rest of their lives in prison. Both are facing multiple counts of fraud and conspiracy related to their role in the Theranos scandal, and if convicted, they could be sentenced to decades behind bars. It's a sobering reminder that while their antics may seem amusing in retrospect, the consequences of their actions were anything but. So while we can't help but laugh at some of the ridiculousness that went on at Theranos, we should also remember the real harm that was caused to patients and investors alike. And that's it for our weird and wacky tour of the Theranos saga. From fake voices to pooping dogs, it's hard to believe that a company with so much absurdity could have ever convinced anyone that it was legitimate. But the truth is, sometimes reality is stranger than fiction. And with the legal battle still ongoing, we can only imagine what other bizarre details will emerge. One thing's for sure though, when it comes to the Theranos story, the only thing we can expect is the unexpected. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.